Hey there, ho there, everybody. On Wednesday, the first of the month, it's my food stamps day. I can't complain. All is well in the Lord as far as I can see it. I'll be smoking a little. I hope that doesn't offend anybody. It's healthy stuff, I assure you. But I'm going to go off script. I'm going to ramble about my life and stay relatable at the risk of being all over the place. But if you've been with this channel for any length of time, you know that can happen sometimes. Trying to have a better attitude towards it. Yay. Much love to you, darling. The queen of the Red Bull. Or no, the princess. Well, you're a princess and a queen in my universe. If two things can be true at the same time. But yeah, I just want to be. I don't need to be super polished and scripted and all that crap all the time. I just want to be myself. So, and for better or worse, I'm just going to let it fly today. You guys can make your own judgments. But please sound off in the chat. Let me know where you're at. Everybody gets a voice here. Unless they're a genuine troll, then I'll kick their pee off. But if they troll with soul and a purpose, I love it. So, and I don't know. I don't know when to use custom thumbnails with the exact topic, or sometimes the generic ones work better and they're less intimidating, or there's other factors. I'm trying to learn how different things affect other stuff. Boomer my way into it. It's great. My brain is expanding, just not in the traditional sense and not as fast as I would have liked, but I'm trusting God's timing. So I was thinking about God this month, and in the animal kingdom, it's crazy. I had an American kestrel falcon, just the most beautiful bird ever. They have all these different colors, but different patterns on the different wings and all the different things. How can you look at that and not think there is somebody more higher up than me that's just not pulling the strings, kind of a master creator? Like, there's so many. Think of all the different animals, and they all look differently, and different species within, and different animals have ways of protecting themselves and different mannerisms and different everything. And a lot of it is mind-blowingly unnecessary in one sense. Like, why does the bird owe us his beauty? If everything really did evolve, there'd be much less definition in the things that we see. There'd be all this murkiness. Everything is razor sharp. There's so much variety. There's so many elements that make up our universe. How can you not see the epicness and not freak out? I know this is very base level, but we have, like God says, you have to be as a child. Test, 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 test. Whoa, you were actually being honest. I'm sorry, because people say that to try to troll me all the time. So I should have checked that out. But yeah, thank you for that. Let's see if it works now. Test, 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 test. Whoa, you were actually being honest. I'm sorry. People say that to try to troll me off. Well, this is very interesting. So you're trying to tell me my sound was off this whole time and I still got 11 views? I must be super beautiful. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I guess I'll start over again. So the whole point of this thing is I didn't want to put it in the educational category on YouTube because it's not meant to be stuffy. It's practical. It's um, honest to a fault, but also I'm just an ADHD guy. I'm all over the place. So I humbly submit my time to you. If there's anything we could learn from each other, build each other up, I'm all for it. That being said, I need the accountability myself to do a daily practice and stuff. So coming back to the Lord after 10 years running away. Well, thank you, honey. Kind of cute. You've been here before and you're just now telling me that. You're just now noticing. I look bad in HD, I'm telling you. But yeah, I'm in my mid 40s, so not bad for that. I'm getting skinny though because I haven't eaten in 2 days. It's catching up to me. I got to get my groceries today. A grocery outlet is a public service announcement. You can get up to 70% off, and so you can get really cheap protein powder supplements. Um, you just have to watch those expiration dates. If they have one in your town, try it out. It's better than Costco. It's different, so it's not a bad comparison. But it's the only way I can afford to eat. Even then, I'm really struggling. So I don't have any side money coming in. I've got to try to get my plasma donation thingy up again. I had a horrible time there. I almost felt like I was dying on the gurney. Um, so it scared me away for a few weeks. I'm trying to rehab my body, balance out my diet, and that's not going well. Um, I need an appetite stimulant so I don't have to smoke as much of the ganja, even though it helps for anxiety and my insomnia and other things. I'm just trying to make the right choice. I'm kind of amped up. I'm trying to calm down and balance a little bit. But I just want to be relatable to you guys because I'm super flawed. And when you go to some of these Bible study things, you don't feel like you feel like an outsider because everyone's intellectualizes things, or they'll have someone up to do some arm flapping and filibustering, and nobody can get a word in edgewise. That's why I don't do the Bible panels, because I wanted to make everything on equal footing. It's all about humility over here. Some people want me to fight my haters because it's more entertaining, but do not get sucked into those drama loops. That is a crazy scenario. It's easy to get addicted to something without even understanding where it came from in the first place. But yeah, I stand humbly before you, but you can always ask me anything. Priority will be given to those that are asking Bible questions for this stream, but I do such a huge depth and breadth of variety on here. You would be more than forgiven if you confuse this stream for a different one of mine. So, most people come to my little acoustic hangout sessions. I teach guitar, I do comedy, songs, Christian, and regular, and everything in between. So, what I always say is if I don't know it and you request it today, I will learn it this week and work it into my repertoire. So far, I got about 50 songs I learned that I haven't played in 10 years, and it's going pretty well. I'm still a little self-conscious, which is kind of dopey. But pray God will use this so I can make some side money through some Cash App donos. Only if you guys think I'm doing a good job. I'm not lazy. I'm learning all this stuff so I can earn more money. But it's been a really, really tough road to hoe. Let me see if there's any hidden messages. God is always working in your life, even when you don't expect it. Now, let's see. But yeah, so it was tough for me with my ADHD because I was trying to do like a one size fits all type of a thing, and I was just looking to my peers for point of comparison, and I was thought that was a good comparison. But when the bottom fell out, I'm like, oh, something must be going on. By the time I lost my 17th job, I knew something was wrong with me, but I still couldn't identify it. So I got evaluated at 28 at doctors, and they put me on Adderall. And since then, it's been an up and down, trying all these different dosages, different meds. Now, Vyvanse is better, less side effects, but it's still tough to relearn everything from scratch and be under all this pressure and aging in the interim in the meantime. So I've just got to put it all in God's more than capable hands. Now we try to formulate and understand everything, especially as men. We think that's what we're supposed to do, but some things are left to remain a mystery on earth and possibly in heaven as well. Don't you think if God's real, he has the right to do that? I know we get a lot of non-Christians in here. You guys are more than welcome, especially when you contribute and are respectful. It's so nice to hear from you. Once we were all lost at a certain point. So plus I'm an empath, so I can be compassionate to a fault. But sometimes I don't feel like I'm cutting through with my dialogue, and I start drowning in that way. So it's hard for me to read the room sometimes. I'm always judging myself too harshly or not harsh enough. So I count on you guys' feedback to kind of help me bump along. All my peers are married with kids. I love them so much. But I just can't relate. I go to the barbecues and they'll just drone on and on about changing the shingles on their roof or whatever. I'm like, I'm going to try to be supportive. I love it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. I tried so hard, but I'm a big... What? I almost said something crazy. But yeah, you guys are cool. But yeah, I wanted to show someone out there who's duking it out as a work in progress. Not some stuffy intellectual giving you their well-structured, well-meaning take on something they studied for years and years. Here, it's not about that. Sometimes it's off the cuff, and obviously I'll switch topics without realizing it sometimes, and I get mad, but that's part of what makes me me, I guess, at least right now. Let me see. But I don't have any verses memorized. I'll do more scripture reading next time I come on here. But I do want an outlet for myself and for you guys to just exist and learn from each other. It's been a weird journey. But hopefully worth it in the end. Let's see what's going on. But yeah, don't be shy in the chat. Nobody gets blocked unless they're genuinely crazy and they're racist or whatever. If you're new to the channel, I guess I could give a little promotion break. We mostly do acoustic songs and topical streams. I just have a few specialty topics. I'm not well versed in everything going on in the news. Hey, buddy. How you doing? But that's what I try to bring to you. I'm trying to get some donos. I got to get my PayPal set up. I don't even have a bank account to link to it. I just have a Cash App card. But yeah, that lady that bought me $1,300 of audio equipment, she's gonna be well blessed because I'm putting it to use every single day in every beautiful way that I can. Um, so if you guys want to, there's some people that they love my personality and talking to me, but they came to my old concert streams where I was singing off key, dropping my guitar, sometimes throwing it at the wall in anger. And they're like, that blows. He's not that good. And I'm glad that they were at least honest. But now the joke's on them because I've actually gotten good within the last month. So it's going to be cool. Now, I can't worship my goals as someone with on the spectrum, but I use my goals as a way to keep myself out of trouble and just stay right with God if it's looked at properly. But if it's put on a pedestal and becomes an idol, it's terrible. Um, some of you going through these whirlwind situations, I'm right in there with you. I've been seeing the highest highs and the lowest lows. And I have a responsibility to be honest before you guys if it helps. But yeah, I'm in a unique situation. Unique like New York. Unique New York. You understand? Is that a palindrome? I don't know the terminology for that. But yeah, so this isn't a big stuffy place. You guys can be as intelligent as you want or as loose and silly as you want. Just respect your fellow chatters. It's a new format I'm trying out, and I think it's going to pay off. But like I said, I couldn't worship education when the bottom fell out of my thinking and learning ability. I was really mad at God, and I assumed he was mad at me. I'm like, well, why would you give me such a creative test? But I've seen other people around me that have harder lives. Meanwhile, that's not, as an empath, that doesn't make me feel better about my own situation. It just, if you think about it properly, it could shine some other light to illuminate something else. Yeah, obviously, I'm just speaking off the cuff. Hope you guys can take something out of it because my time is valuable. But I'm giving it to you, giving it to you. I had a rogue mod that blocked a bunch of people, so I took all the wrenches away. And I think it's going to remain that way. But I do like to reward people and make them feel special and included. I like to go the extra mile to make up for the times where I'm scattered and I miss something that other people might see. So that's what I do. But I have to have a spirit of contentment in Christ. Because on paper, we would just roll out of the womb, guns blazing, taking on a million different things. We would just be instant Nick Cannons from the cradle to the grave. And it just shows God has a master plan for everybody, and some things don't seem equal at all times. And I don't believe in homogenizing and pasteurizing everything. Like the rose-colored Christian goggles I was telling you about. I don't want to fall into those trappings. So I try to be as real as possible, even to the point of being borderline crude. I'm sorry, but it bubbles up in me. Holy Spirit, Lord, forgive me. Like I need help with my restraint, my bedside manner, and tastefulness sometimes. But I know it. So no questions too wacky. It's not an intellectual stream. You guys could teach me a thing or three, that'd be great too. But I have a hard time keeping information straight. I don't know why God did that to me, but I'm trying to make a go of it, you know. I gotta pee. Let's see. Let me see. No. But yeah, I've been through heck and back and beyond. So it makes me want to tell my story, but it also makes me want to clam up and go hide in a corner sometimes and feel like I can't face life. But I'm not afraid to express my vulnerability on here. You control me all you like, but if it helps others, so be it. Everything I do is rooted in a pure hearted attitude in Christ. But I'm a fallible man, and when I mess up, I go crazy. My OCD goes flying off the handle, and I'm like, no, Lordio, you know. Even though I guess that's what our response is supposed to be. So I just want to be relatable. All like the sermons I've listened to and speakers and books I've checked out, they're great, but some of them are just hard to understand. I'm not that bright. I need someone that speaks my language. you know. So what do I do with that information? I guess I have the humility going for me, but I want the stuff. I want the raw stuff. Sometimes we jump the gun and we start making those declarations. Now, we've never walked a mile in someone else's shoes, but behind the scenes, they could be have something that's eating at their emotions in a wild way, you know. She's blowing up a text. Blowing up my text. Do, 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 do. But yeah, I do enjoy this, I think. The key is to enjoy it before you get 1,000,000 subscribers. It all happened so fast the first 3 months of my first channel, I wasn't ready for the tidal wave. So the backlash in my attitude was horrible. People would say, Maddie, you're the greatest. Don't ever change. And I changed. I didn't listen to their advice. Like I just fell into this hole of temptation and everyone was pulling me every which way. Um Hey, how's it going? Yeah, everything's pretty groovy. I'm content in Christ. And you got to head for the hills when somebody says that. Because that means, like, oh no. You want to say, what happened to you? Because that's never good. That implies they're not really content. They're being tested. How dare they? I thought that was funny. I this might sound like a dopey idea. I wanted to make like these t-shirts that said I'm mad at the Lord today and have it be like a thing like other Christians can wear them and then we can pray for each other while having a little laugh at our silliness. Just one of my stupid ideas that never comes to fruition. Um, yeah, life is weird. How do you not be mad at God, even though technically He's in control of everything, or you should? Um, we have to meditate on certain truths and keep rolling it around in our minds so we don't forget. Um, it is pretty interesting. Something can start innocently enough and bloom into a full bore bad habit that can take you down. Like all it took for me, I stumbled across one of these drama panels. Somebody was insulting this other guy, but they're doing it in the most articulate, funny way ever, and it hit me a certain way. And I just started shrieking with laughter. Well, for like 2 years, that's mostly what I would do in my spare time. I would go on panels, I would do these funny appearances, I would chat it up and crack wise and all these chats. I thought it was a decent way to keep that part of my brain sharp socially. I thought I was doing something right, and then I look back at it, I was just looking for acceptance and attention and feedback. And I went about it the wrong way. Now, I grew up pretty naive, and I had a hard time with my step parents, and they did bad stuff, but I yeah, I always had a hard time trying to get the right advice at the right time to nurture what I needed it for. So I always thought I was being punished, but then Christians talk about being tested, and some of them say, oh yeah, you'll make it through this test and everything will be good. But I thought that was just something people said. I didn't think that was something that's on the table. I thought they're just being dopey, you know. Literally anything is possible. Um, you know, God is not confined by human law. Um, if you just got, like when I was in my 20s, I didn't care. I was thinking about my future 40s and I thought, no way. Even if I'm successful, I won't be happy because my health will be bad and I'll be in pain every day. Well, even with all the stuff I've been through and all my health problems that I do have, if I would have known I could have felt this good in my 20s, I would have been a little sharper and smarter a little more often, right? Um, my skin looks better, my face and body look better. I'm able to retain muscle more than in my 20s. Um, you know, I've had an interesting career trajectory. I won't even name some of the jobs I've had, but there was some salacious stuff in there too. I was a male stripper and a lifeguard for a while. I enjoy the lifeguarding, but the stripper thing I'm not really proud of. You know, I don't tell a lot of my Christian friends and like brag about it, but at the time, I was always looking to whoop up some excitement any way I can to keep those endorphins and going and that sense of adrenaline. I didn't know I had ADHD. I I thought I was just doing what I saw other people doing, and I was missing some element to my three-dimensional thought processes, and I was just none the wiser, living in oblivion. But then a bunch of failed jobs and relationships and moving around later, I'm like, okay, I need a second opinion. You know, I have a lot of good qualities too, but this has cast such a weird rain cloud over my head for most of my life. I've had to work 10 times as hard as my peers to cover half the distance. And so I have to pray to God, what is the best use of my time each and every day? Because sometimes I thought it would just be spelled out since the beginning of time. I thought I'd come out of the cradle with a briefcase and ready to take on the world. I kind of thought that's how it works. Sounds stupid now that I say it, but you know what I mean? Like I thought all people technically aspire to do as much as they can. But then weird limitations come up, and God tests us in ways that are too creative for our initial consumption and processing of it. We just have to sit and let it marinate and pray about it. But he still doesn't owe us an answer, and I struggle with that too. But then, if you look at on like a very base level, you can say if there's even a 1% chance God can help me, then that's what I want to latch on to. And that's pretty special, you know. So, what else? Yeah, just knowing he can help you if he wanted to, even though he doesn't have to. That's kind of a interesting thought. Uh, yeah, it's pretty cool. If God was like a Greek god and he was temperamental and he was flawed with like human style flaws, then he wouldn't be half as epic as he can be to us every day. You know, we only know his a taste of his glory by point of comparison. Even people that are non-Christians, when they sin, they experience a weird ripple effect in their life, or they feel like, oh, one of these things is not like the other, and they feel like a disturbance in the force. Not to be a Star Wars nerd, but something ain't right. But they can't pinpoint it and they can't explain it. But then some things turn into habits, no matter what you are or what you believe. Some people it's gambling, some people it's lust and sex, schmecks. You know, some people just start lying and are masters of deception, and that's how they get off. Like we all either have our vices or have had them, or have a weak area of some kind. It's very interesting. It's God's way of humbling us and leveling the playing field, but sometimes it can have the adverse effect, and we'll start projecting and yelling at our fellow man and taking it out on each and everyone we see. And in our mind, that makes us feel better, but it's not a good road to go down. So many people on here They say things to people they wouldn't say to their faces. They love to trigger people because they're bitter themselves. Well, that's just evil. But it could start out planting a small seed and then roll from there. Um, Before you know it, it's like a whole forest fire is set up ablaze. Let me see. I might do some verses here. Oh, my buddy just went live. I'm missing his stream. Yeah, so how long have we gone? 45 minutes. What's going on? The time is getting away from me. Was I completely all over the place? Questions, comments, critiques, I'll see you on these YouTube streets. Thank you guys for being a part of this. Let's see. Make sure it's still working. Yeah, God's timing is his own. It doesn't have to make sense. Blah, 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 blah. But I do regret not sticking with the Lord in my college years. You know what I mean? I was too easily manipulated. I have a little bit of that still ingrained in me. I got to get rid of it every day. I just have to take it to the Lord in prayer and humbly submit it for him. But like, it's crazy out here. Sound off in the chat. Let me know where you're at. We got 4 people watching. Don't be shy. Nobody gets banned unless they're explicitly rude and crazy. I'm pretty open-minded here. But this is a safe space for sweet people to talk. Nobody steps on your toes or trolls and rolls you. I just want to hear from you. Sometimes I run out of steam without realizing it. So I don't want to just be a narcissist flapping my gums on here all the time. My analytics are good. Okay, we'll leave it open for another 5 minutes. Again, I'm used to having a much bigger channel, so I'm used to having questions flying and feedback like crazy. But we'll get there. I'm having an off week the last 2 weeks. Before that, all my streams were just getting 150 base level views. And my shorts were getting like 2,000 views. If I was smart, I'd do shorts every day, but sometimes life gets in the way of life and my adulting, and I forget. I have to set it up a certain way so that I could do it very beautifully. So I'm selling one of my interfaces. I don't know where I'm going to sell it. It's brand new with the full box and instructions. Works great. It just turns out I needed a double one and not a singular. This just allows you to plug in your microphone into your computer and make use of it to record or live scenario, whatever. It's great. It says it has included software. I didn't necessarily figure out how to do that. It's got phantom power, auto leveler, all this automatic stuff. What else? But yeah, if you want to encourage the channel, come to our. If you want something lightweight, fun, we just do a little campfire sing along every day on here between 1 to 4 p.m. Pacific time. We would love to have your feedback and your contributions. If you want to donate, it really helps the channel. I am going through the roughest time in my life right now. Little goes a long way. But $2 is like $100. Even $100 doesn't go far in this day and age. But I am very humble. I don't have any. I won't spend the money on alcohol. I'll only get food and sustenance for me. What else? I'm always forgetting something. I'm so bad at self-promotion. But yeah, come by. It's a great time. I just don't know how to promote myself without sounding stuck up. So pray for me that God can illuminate the way to loosen my tongue appropriately. Thank you, guys. Yay, I didn't use ChatGPT. I'm winging it. Let's see. Should I keep going? Let's see. Yeah, my buddy's about to go live, so I might go up on panel and support him. So I'll see you on these YouTube streets. If you need me for anything, email is still the best way. Yeah, if you want to collaborate, if you have a song request, if you want to commission me to write a parody song, if you want, let's see what else. What are my other services? If you have an idea for a reaction video, 3 to 5 minutes in length. The only rule is no sports or politics. I mostly do music-related reactions, news stories, and funny animal videos. Just some lighthearted, lightweight grins and giggles. But yeah, if you please bring people here that genuinely can appreciate the content, the nurturing, the support, the feedback, the nice vibe, and chill vibes in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Happy Wednesday. I thought it was Tuesday. The 1st of July. No. The 4th's coming up. I am scared to do my own fireworks. I almost blew my hand off last time. So it wasn't really worth it. I'll just sit back and watch this year. All right, guys. Peace.